Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Are You Strong? Do You Feel Strength? Swami Vivekananda. So anyways, the link for this video will be in the description if you like it. They do other things too. This is my first dive into this channel. I can't remember the channel name. But anyways, let's go to give it a shot. I'm not exactly sure what to expect.
However terrible it may seem now, the time will come when we shall look back, each one of us, and smile at every one of those superstitions which covered the pure and eternal soul, and repeat with gladness, with truth, and with strength, I am free, and was free, and always will be free. This monistic idea will come out of Vedanta, and it is the one idea that deserves to live. The scriptures may perish tomorrow. Whether this idea first flashed into the brains of Hebrews or of people living in the Arctic region, nobody cares. For this is the truth, and truth is eternal. And truth itself teaches that it is not the special property of any individual or nation. Men, animals, and gods are all common recipients of this one truth. Let them all receive it. Why make life miserable? Why let people fall into all sorts of superstitions? I will give 10,000 lives if 20 of them will give up their superstition. Not only in this country, United Kingdom, but in the land of its very birth. If you tell people this truth, they are frightened. They say, this idea is for sannyasins who give up the world and live in forests. For them it is all right. But for us poor householders, we must all have some sort of fear. We must have ceremonies, and so on. Dualistic ideas have ruled the world long enough, and this is the result. Why not make a new experiment? It may take ages for all minds to receive monism, but why not begin now? If we have told it to 20 persons in our lives, we have done a great work.
I'm going to pause it just because if you want to watch this uninterrupted, please go to the channel and watch it uninterrupted. And I don't necessarily disagree with Swami. I'm assuming this is a statement that Swami has wrote over here. Yeah, it's becoming more and more difficult to kind of spread the word of say Advaita Vedanta, just because it's I guess you could say a lot of Westerners, it just seems like another religion, another belief system. That's the sad truth of the matter. I am genuinely curious of Swami Sarvarpiyananda and Swami Taratmananda, as well as Sadhguru. Sadhguru is doing fantastic with spreading his word, but I don't know how, because he's quite really well known, a lot of followers around the world. I don't know how much he has in America though, and I guess that's my curiosities, because it's a very much a Western nation. And especially Swami Taratmananda and Swami Sarvarpiyananda in New York City, and I think Taratmananda is in New Jersey. I can't remember. I looked it up, but I'm wondering how many people are getting into this, and how many people think it's just some hoo-ha or make-believe kind of stuff.
There is one idea which often militates against it. It is this. It is all very well to say, I am the pure, the blessed, but I cannot show it always in my life. That is true. The ideal is always very hard. Every child that is born sees the sky overhead very far away. But is that any reason why we should not look towards the sky? Would it mend matters to go towards superstition? If we cannot get nectar, would it mend matters for us to drink poison? Would it be any help for us, because we cannot realize the truth immediately, to go into darkness and yield to weakness and superstition? I have no objection to dualism in many of its forms. I like most of them, but I have objections to every form of teaching which inculcates weakness.
Oh man, and this is the thing about what he's saying here about putting his ideas forward is very difficult. And like you're saying, you know, why can't we just attempt it? And that's they have to find that medium where it's something that people experience on an everyday basis, and associating something from Advaita Vedanta into that. You're not the mind. If they're very scientific based, we can give them the hard question of consciousness. If they're, I guess, everyday humans like myself, I think along the lines like, you know, think whenever you're in pain, you take pain medicine, the pain goes away, but the pain is still there. So clearly, we can suppress a lot of emotions. We can suppress even physical things that prevent you from going to the brain. So this is the reason why I kind of like the idea of that, you know, you're some part of the brain. You're not all of it, because there are people out there missing chunks of their brain and still living and still conscious. So that is kind of an in-between, where it's not like so far off that this, like, I don't comprehend it. It's very difficult to comprehend, but it's at least in a step in the right direction, where they're at least seeing that they're not part of they're not part of their brain, they're not their emotions, they're not their body. It's one step in that direction. And then once they start dipping into this little nectar of stuff, then you start revealing the whole thing's Advaita Vedanta, you know, kind of like that.
This is the one question I put to every man, woman, or child, whether they are in physical, mental, or spiritual training. Are you strong? Do you feel strength? For I know it is truth alone that gives strength. I know that truth alone gives life, and nothing but going towards reality will make us strong, and none will reach truth until he is strong. Every system, therefore, which weakens the mind, makes one superstitious, makes one mope, makes one desire all sorts of wild impossibilities, mysteries and superstitions, I do not like, because its effect is dangerous. Such systems never bring any good. Such things create morbidity in the mind, make it weak, so weak that in course of time it will be almost impossible to receive truth or live up to it. Strength, therefore, is the one thing needful. Strength is the medicine for the world's disease. Strength is the medicine which the poor must have when tyrannized over by the rich. Strength is the medicine that the ignorant must have when oppressed by the learned. And it is the medicine that sinners must have when tyrannized over by other sinners. And nothing gives such strength as this idea of monism. Nothing makes us so moral as this idea of monism. Nothing makes us work so well at our best and highest as when all the responsibility is thrown upon ourselves. I challenge every one of you. How will you behave if I put a little baby in your hands? Your whole life will be changed for the moment. Whatever you may be, you must become selfless for the time being. You will give up all your criminal ideas as soon as responsibility is thrown upon you. Your whole character will change. So if the whole responsibility is thrown upon our own shoulders, we shall be at our highest and best. When we have nobody to grope towards, no devil to lay our blame upon, no personal God to carry our burdens, when we are alone responsible, then we shall rise to our highest and best. I am responsible for my fate. I am the bringer of good unto myself. I am the bringer of evil. I am the pure and blessed one. We must reject all thoughts that assert the contrary.
I want to love that quote because, again, this is, I think, the problem. And again, I think it's developed nations. I say that, but it's very prominent in Western countries. I wouldn't say westernized. Yeah, I'm not too familiar, but again, there's victimhood mentality is this thing where it's saying I'm the victim, it's not my fault that I'm failing. I'm the victim of whatever it is that's preventing me from doing something. It's not my fault that I didn't study. I'm the victim, and this is the quote. I don't want to say this is the quote, but quote like this is what I genuinely most strive for, that I like, because you do have to take responsibility. And I do believe responsibility gives you power. Responsibility itself is power, in my opinion. How can I form that, and how do I say that in such a nice way? I don't know. I think along the lines of the fact that when you are responsible for something, you have power over something. When you're responsible for yourself, you have power over yourself. When you're responsible for an action, you have power over that action. Meaning that whatever you do to it, it's whatever you do to it. I don't know how to describe that better, but it's because of you that action happened. Without you, that action doesn't happen. So you have power over that. Whether it's fixing your bed, washing your car, taking a bath once a week, just something like that. Very simple stuff. And this is, I think, the reason why, I can't remember which video that was. Gopal Das, I believe, in the last few videos that I reacted to, talk about fixing your bed. Jordan Peterson saying fixing your bed, cleaning your room, as something as I have power over something. Not in a bad way, but power to make change for the positive.
I have neither death nor fear. I have neither caste nor creed. I have neither father nor mother nor brother, neither friend nor foe. For I am existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. I am the blissful one. I am the blissful one. I am not bound either by virtue or vice, by happiness or misery. Pilgrimages and books and ceremonials can never bind me. I have neither hunger nor thirst. The body is not mine, nor am I subject to the superstitions and decay that come to the body. I am existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. I am the blissful one. I am the blissful one. This, says the Vedanta, is the only prayer that we should have. This is the only way to reach the goal, to tell ourselves and to tell everybody else that we are divine. And as we go on repeating this, strength comes. He who falters at first will get stronger and stronger, and the voice will increase in volume until the truth takes possession of our hearts and courses through our veins and permeates our bodies. Delusion will vanish as the light becomes more and more effulgent. Load after load of ignorance will vanish, and then will come a time when all else has disappeared and the sun alone shines.
Okay, that's interesting. So I'm hoping this is a quote from Swami Vivekananda, which I think it is. And a very interesting quote as well. Again, I do want to get into a little bit more of his teaching. He seems to be a bit more of again, him and Sri Ramakrishna are kind of the things that I followed thus far. You know, whenever I first, I don't want to say when I first started this, but when I first kind of got into Eastern philosophy and Buddhism, I thought Buddhism was it. But as I, that word nothingness is kind of like, I don't know about that one. There's just a few things, even though I haven't really quite delved into Buddhism quite yet, but I feel more drawn towards Advaita Vedanta, I would say. Now, it seems like there are kind of slight variations of it, how Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda has interpreted it, because you have, who said this? I can't remember who said it, but there's the path of bhakti, the path of jnana, the path of raja. These different paths are all Advaita Vedanta, but the fact that, the ultimate path is raja, the ultimate path is bhakti, the ultimate path is karma, the ultimate path is jnana. And in my opinion, yes and no. It's all of them, it's one of them, it's three or two of them. It's whatever works for you, whatever gets you there, especially when you're not struggling to get there. So this is why I've kind of fallen for Vivekananda so far, and I guess because he is in fact a student of Sri Ramakrishna. Anyways, I hope to get a little bit more into his teachings as well. Hopefully I can find either a channel dedicated to a lot of his teachings, but I think this might be it. If the link is not there, just copy the title of my video without the react and search for it and look for the image. Just in case, because if I do a massive update, it'll wipe out all descriptions. So anyways, this is my reaction to Are You Strong? Do You Feel Strength? Swami Vivekananda. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.